Alright, welcome back to the Infinite Runner series. Today we're going to be continuing off last time, and today we're going to be making the ground and the... So first thing we want to do is make a sprite. So let's paint our sprite. I'm just going to draw a green box there. Nice green box. Put it on 0, just make it a bit bigger. This will act as our ground, and I'm now going to draw some grass to make it a lot more realistic, I guess. I really don't know. Alright, once you have drawn your grass or whatever you want to draw, duplicate that sprite 2 times. So you should have 3 costumes. Now I'm going to edit the second one. I'm going to edit it by simply just moving around the grass. Moving it left, right, up, down. Trying to make it look the same, but also a bit different, if you get what I mean. You want to do the same for costume 3. Just, move the grass or whatever details you want around, and then, once you've done with that, all we want to do is go to events. When green flag clicked, go to control, forever, go to 0, 0. We are going to duplicate this. Don't even need to, just put that above there. Forever block on there. Next costume, we're going to wait 0 seconds, because although it says 0 seconds, there is still a delay because it has to input the block, it has to go through the block. So once we have put that there, we want to go to looks, go to wrong block, go backwards 1000 layers. That will make sense and come into play once we add obstacles. So now, see, it's working when we click this. However, we don't want that. What we want is to do it. So when I click play, it starts moving. So what we want to do is disconnect this forever block from this when green flag click there. Go to events. When I receive game, put it on. Now, as you can see, it doesn't work. Then we click play. Boom. It starts moving. And it does look like you are traveling, even though in reality it's just cycling through the same costumes over and over again. Now, we are going to be making the player. So I'm going to rename the sprite and call it ground. Tidy up the ground. Tidy up the work face here. Then I'm going to choose a sprite. I'm going to grab a cat, because that is what we're doing. Scratch Infinite Runner, and this cat here is this symbol of Scratch. It has been for many years. So I'm going to rename this sprite to player, resize it down to 75, drag it here. We're going to set the Y to -130 as well, why not? And now we're going to code it here. So we're going to do, when green flag clicked, we're going to go to this position. We're going to set costume to costume A, so it looks like he's standing still. What we're going to do from here is go to events. When I receive game, we are going to forever next costume. Simple as. So when we play, it looks like he's running, and it does look decent. However, you could make it look a lot more fluent by adding more costumes where it's gradually changing. So if I duplicate this and I call this one B, and then I call this one C, and put it up here. I did not rename BBC. There we go. B. Now I'm going to rotate his arm just a bit up. As you can see here, I can't really rotate his leg. As you can see now, it looks like he's running more fluently, and the more costumes you add, the more it will look like he's running realistically. So I'm going to delete this costume because I don't care about it. I don't care about it looking fluently for now. If I really cared, I could come back later and adjust it in the future. But for right now, it's all good in my books. So what we want to do now is make the player be able to jump. This is simple. All we need to do is go to when green flag clicked. No, when I receive game, forever, if then, space pressed, change Y by positive 10. So if we go set it to 5, it goes down. So what we want to do, positive 10, this will be our jump height as well. So we can set the jump height to 70. Why not? Now let's test this. It's quite high. And as you can see, we could hold down the key button, which is not what we want. What we want to do here is instead add a variable. Actually, let's get rid of that and let's do it a different way. So what we want to do is grab a when space key, when the jumping is pressed, jump key, in our case that's what I want it to be, space. We want to change Y by 70. I believe now we can hold it, however it's less obvious. And we want to then add an if then. We're going to create a variable. We're going to call it jump. And this jump variable will act as kind of like a boolean, so a true or false data type, represented in our case by 1s and 0s. So we're going to go to jump. If jump is equal to 0, that's a minus, 0, then we're going to change it to 0. But we are going to change jump to 1. Then what we want to do is change the Y, get a repeat block, and change the Y by 10 times, and this should make it more fluent. As you can see, it made it a lot more fluent. And what we want is to make a kind of like a while loop. But let's finish this real quick, actually, before I get sidetracked. Okay, so what we want to do is, after this, we want to put it here, and we want to change by -7, and then I'm going to set a go to block here, simply so it will stay in that position. So if we jump, we can't, because jump is equal to 0. What I want to do is set jump to 0. You can see you might want to set jump to 0 afterwards also. So now we can hold down the jump button, however we can't jump ridiculously high. So let's change that. What we want to do is change it to 10. This will drastically increase our jump height, as you can see, much higher. And we are still running whilst we're jumping. So what we want to do is go here and kind of make like a while loop. Now there are no while loops in Scratch. There is a repeat until, wait until, but they're not while loops. So to make a while loop, all we really need is a forever and an if then block. In reality, that's practically the same thing. And what we want to do is grab a equals to. We want a if jump is equal to 0, then we want it to do this. However, when we jump, we don't want that to happen. So what we want to do is grab a if then else and switch costume to cat A if we are jumping. As you can see here. Lovely stuff. However, we now have no obstacles, and we don't have score either. So let's quickly make the score. To make the score, it's pretty simple. I'm going to do this on the player. You can do this wherever. Well, actually, don't do it wherever. Do it on the backdrop if you're going to do it anywhere else. So I'm going to now create a variable. I'm going to call it score. Score, what we want to do for score is go to when I receive game, because that is the start of the game. We are going to forever change score by 1. We might want to show the score as well. As you can see, it's going up. It might go up a bit too quickly, so let's change that to 0.1 seconds. We might want to also set score to 0. However, that's now too slow, so let's just get rid of that. Let's actually do another little neat trick again. 0 seconds. As you can see, that's good. You know, the score doesn't go too quickly. We're all good. We are all good. However, you do come down a little bit too quickly, I think. So what we're going to do is wait 0.1 of a second. See, we hover in the air for a split second. That will give us a better opportunity to go into the, back onto the ground, avoid the obstacle. However, we are too far this way, so I think we should make it so we're a bit more in the center, but still slightly to the left. So to do that, all we want to do is when I receive game, we want to, let's not interrupt that, but let's duplicate that. When I receive game, we want to glide 1 second to, and then our designated spot. So I'm thinking maybe 150, 125. Alright, minus 100. Minus 100 will do. We want to glide 1 second to minus 100. So now, as you can see, we glide over there, and then we have more of a chance of avoiding obstacles. Obviously, to fix this, we're going to just copy the minus 100 here, go down here, change the X there. So now when we jump, we won't teleport back there. And to fix that little like glitch thing there, where as you can see that weird thing that just happened, we are going to go to repeat until, and then we're going to go to an equal block, X position is equal to minus 100, and in this repeat until we're going to set jump to 1. So that means we can't jump when we first start. Oh, we can, because we need to do this on a separate bit. So get rid of that, stick that on there. You still can jump. Okay, ignore that. Yeah, it doesn't work apparently. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. Next episode we're going to make obstacles. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Leave a like and subscribe.